Hello everyone. We're back again with season 5 of Compliance Café, your podcast cafe for all your compliance requirements. I'm your host Dhruti Shah, and today we'll be delving in a critical compliance requirement, that is Form AOC-4, and we'll surely be discussing the recent rollout of MCA V3 Portal effective from 14 July 2025. And to help us, we have our compliance experts, CS Siddharth Khandelwal and Chirag Makwana with us, who will walk us through the criticalities of Form AOC-4 and how the new rollout has transitioned. We welcome you, Siddharth. We welcome you, Chirag.
Hi, Ruti. Thank you for inviting us, and I'm glad to be here. And I'm excited to discuss on Form AOC-4 and to have some clarity on it.
Let's get clarity on Form AOC-4.
Let's begin with the basics then, the basic W's. What is Form AOC-4 and why is it filed?
Form AOC-4 is a form where the company reports its audited financial statements, audited reports, board reports, and other statutory disclosures to the Registrar of Companies under the Companies Act 2013.
And why is it filed?
It is filed to ensure transparency, to protect the interest of the stakeholders, and for the purpose of ease of doing business. These are the various initiatives taken by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs.
Sure. I think mostly all the Ys would have the same answer, transparency. Right. Moving on to our next question to Chirag. What are the different variants of AOC-4 and which form applies to whom?
Good question, Dhruti. Form AOC-4 has 4 variants. First one is Form AOC-4, standard form for standalone financials, applies to companies registered under Companies Act. Second one is Form AOC-4 CFS, which is required to file by holding companies, of which financials are getting consolidated. Third one is Form AOC-4 XBRL, for filing financials in machine readable formats and MCA approved taxonomy, which applies to listed companies and their subsidiaries, companies with paid up capital of more than equal to 5 crore or turnover of more than equal to 100 crore, and companies notified by MCA to file Form AOC-4 XBRL. However, there are certain exceptions such as sectoral companies such as NBFC, housing finance companies, banking and insurance companies. They are required to file Form AOC-4 NBFC, and if their accounts are getting consolidated, they need to file Form AOC-4 NBFC CFS.
Coming to the last segment of Y, of the W rather, when is Form AOC-4 filed?
Form AOC-4 is to be filed within 30 days from the annual general meeting, and for OPC companies, they are required to be filed within 180 days from the end of financial year.
Okay, well, we are done with the basics of Form AOC-4, and now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the MCA V3 portal, the entire transition from old portal to the new portal. And I'm sure most of our listeners are here for this very basic question. What are the differences between the old portal and the new V3 portal?
Hi, Dhruti. The first and the primary difference between the old portal and the new portal is the transition of Form AOC-4 from e-form to a web-based form.
Right.
And now in the new form AOC-4, there is a general myth that is going in the professional arena. That is that there is no need of filing PDF such as audit report, board report, which is clearly wrong. As you can see in the instruction kit field 6, it is clearly mentioned that it is mandatorily to attach the attachments under the section 134 of the Companies Act 2013, such as board report, audit report, and the financial statements. So it is mandatory to attach in the Form AOC-4. And apart from that, the big difference is that it is related to Form CSR2. Earlier in the V2 portal, CSR2 form is required to be filed within 30 days from the filing of Form AOC-4. So now in the latest version of Form AOC-4, CSR2 has to be filed along with the linked Form AOC-4. So there the clause relating to 30 days has been totally removed. And another difference is that the Form AOC-4 CFS, which was independently filed after the Form AOC-4 standalone. So now if the CFS is applicable to the company, it has to be filed along with the linked Form AOC-4. So everything has been brought up under the one roof, which is whether it is a physical form, whether it is a e-form, and whether it is a web-based form. So everything has been brought under the one roof, such as Form AOC-1, AOC-2, CSR-2, AOC-4 CFS, audit report, and board report. Everything come under the roof of Form AOC-4.
Wow, that's a whole lot of information in one form. So, in nutshell, there are basically differences such as, firstly, no PDFs. That's a myth that no PDFs are required. Of course, PDFs are gonna be getting attached. Secondly, CSR2 and the AOC4A CFS is gonna be a linkage.
Link form.
Yes. The third is there are some mandatory disclosures to be
Yes.
added, which is the
earlier
POSH
form such
disclosure.
as AOC-1 and AOC-2 earlier was a physical form which needs to be attached in the Form AOC-4. So now it has also become a web-based form. So there is no point of some missing out of information in that. Everything has to be disclosed in the form, whether it is a nil or whether there is an actual figure.
Yeah, and that also in addition to the mandatory disclosures of POSH policy and
Yeah.
so the
Maternity
one
benefits.
Yes,
maternity
there are
benefits.
various disclosures. Some new disclosures have been brought under the board report, such as maternity benefits, number of employees at the end of the financial year, POSH policies, constitution of the POSH committee. These are the mandatory disclosures brought under the board report.
Sure, they want to know it all. Okay, but why pre-filled figures? Why do they need to pre-fill the previous year's figure? What if there's a difference in the data?
To ensure the data continuity and fraud protection, they are pre-filling the previous year figures in financials. In case of any deviation, you need to provide the justification for the same. If no justification is provided, they may reject the form.
Okay, that's a great initiative. I think all the companies now need to maintain their data continuation and the reporting requirements because they have to then justify.
In addition to Chirag points, I will add one more point that since it is the first year of filing of Form AOC-4 web-based, so there is no previous year figures are auto-populated.
Bingo, that's another
It is
addition.
not auto-populated, so one should ensure that the pre-filled figures has manually inputted in the form, web-based form.
I'm sure there's a lot of work for professionals
There may
this
be
time.
practical challenges while filing the form. So to ensure you keep all the financial statements handy with you, said that no information have been missed out.
Great. Bingo. So all the professionals, you had to work double this time. What about trade payables? How are they reported differently in V3?
They are reported in two forms. First one is there for micro and small enterprise, and another one is there for other vendors other than micro and small enterprise.
True.
Incorrect reporting may trigger rejection in Form AOC-4.
Okay, so this initiative is really good for all those. It can really boost the MSME vendors and it can even trace the outstanding payments. Great. So now moving on to our next question. What's the best filing strategy for companies with multiple linked forms?
First of all, the best word for rather than strategy, I would say it would be a homework. So every professional colleague, interns should do a homework before filing a Form AOC-4. The reason behind I am saying homework, it is that since all the forms are brought under one roof, so one should ensure that all the documents with respect to filing of such form are to be handy. Every disclosures are to be ready with you. And about since various CSR2 form and AOC4 CFS, board report, audit reports are linked form, so you have to file in the one go. So first you prepare the compliance calendar, which will help you to identify the various applicabilities of the forms to the company.
Right.
So once your compliance calendar is ready, the second step, you keep all documents ready.
Okay.
And third step is that you create your login credentials.
Right.
Whether you're of a company or of a professional IT. And then the fourth step that you start preparing Form AOC4 and other Form AOC4 whichever is applicable to the company. So these are the various link forms. So the main two things is that the compliance calendar, and the second thing is that the various applicabilities which is applicable to the company. So this is the best strategy. If these two things are handy with you, it will be very easy for you to file Form AOC-4. But since it is a linked form, it has to be filed in a one go. So make sure
That's-
not a single documents are missed out.
That's the
Every-
biggest hack given by CS Siddharth to us. So yes, guys, start doing your homework well. And so, is there any offline mode of doing it?
Yes, there is a offline utility provided by the ministry. So before initiating the offline utility, one has to pre-fill the basic details on the web form only. And when you fill the pre-filled basic details such as the director who is the signing the board reports, when the financials have been signed, and when is the date of the AGM, first have to fill all the data on the web form, and on that later stage your offline utility will get downloaded. And once offline utility has been downloaded, you have to fill all the necessary data into the input all the necessary data into the offline utility, and you have to upload the offline utility in the web-based form AOC-4. So it, in my personal opinion, I would say it is a lengthy process. So rather than offline utility, I would suggest to go for a web-based AOC-4 form only, so it will go in a one go and ensure the every correctness of the form.
Sure. So you just have to make sure everything is handy before you start filing the form, because it's going to be a huge, lengthy form.
Yes, and since it is a new form launched by it, may the many professional colleagues and interns may various face practical challenges before it. So nothing. I would say I am repeating this again and again because it will waste your time, energy, and efforts.
Sure, sure. So this is another very good suggestion, that you should actually start doing this homework as soon as you can, because this is gonna be it's a new form for all of us. So I'm
Yes.
sure we all will be experiencing different glitches, and of course it is MCA, so that's bound to happen.
Since it's the first year of this form AOC-4, you may face practical challenges, but in the coming years and in the future, it will help us only
Yes, the faith is
in
on.
subsequent filings.
Can companies under CIRP or liquidation now file Form AOC-4 under V3?
Important question, Trupti. Yes, AOC-4 form can be filed by the company under liquidation or CIP process. MCA has now given recognition to insolvency resolution professional, or liquidator as authorized signatory of companies, so they can file Form AOC-4.
Great. So that is one big change in addition to the others. Okay. So what mistakes generally lead to the rejection of Form AOC-4?
Mismatching pre-filled data without justification, incomplete annexures, invalid DAC, and of course, if you attach another company's data in Form AOC-4, that may lead to rejection, and any other observation as may deem fit to ROC.
Okay. So these are the observations or the mistakes that we've come across, or probably we've experienced. If you've experienced some other errors, or you will experience any, please write to us in the comments, and we would love to hear from you. Okay, Siddharth. So how much onus this lies on the professional with this new V3 portal? And
This is very important question. It is, however, many times ignored by our professional colleagues. However, they are themselves are professionals. So, Form AOC-4 itself provide for a declaration which states that the true and correctness of the form, which is declared by the certifying professionals, and the information given are true or not given are not correct, it may lead to it may be liable under section 447 and 448 of the Companies Act 2013. So it would be my suggestion that since AOC-4 is related to the audited financial statements as I mentioned earlier, so I would suggest that the company should get the form AOC-4 certified by the respective statutory auditor only. So it will ensure that the data are entered correct, and auditor itself is certifying the form. However, there is a provision for certifying by other our professional colleagues also, such as cost accountants and company secretaries also. So, but my suggestion was that it would be if the statutory auditor himself certifies the form AOC-4, it will lead to more transparency and accuracy.
that's a very important piece of information. Thank you, Siddharth, for that. What's there to know about MCA V3 login?
Since as AOC-4 is a web-based form, it has mandatorily to be done under the business user form. So I would suggest while filing the form AOC-4, it is a per user per ID basis form.
Right.
So I would suggest whether you create a separate professional staff member credentials for every staff member, or a separate user credentials for a individual company wise. So whether so you can decide whether how it will be easy to track your filings.
So that's one added point in your homework, guys. And apart from that, I think there are a lot of difficulties wherein a DIN is not registered or they don't identify. Since this is the initial rollout of V3, there can be a challenge where there is a glitch wherein the DSC is not getting attached or the DIN is not identified. So, any tips you would like to give on that?
So I am very much sure that our professional colleague has already registered our DSC of our directors on the V3 portals. However, there are new directors who have obtained DIN post March 31st, 2025. So I would register to keep their DSC registered ready well time before the filing of Form AOC-4.
Proper DSC mapping is required for
Right, lot of
new
homework,
web-based
right?
Yes.
Okay, so what, Chirag, what's the penalty of non-filing Form AOC-4?
General penalty is there for 100 rupees per day, and officer in default may face personal penalties. So stakeholder need to be aware about the penalties.
Okay, that was one most insightful and comprehensive breakdown of Form AOC-4, and I'm sure we're going to face a lot of challenges. And I would want our listeners to report whatever challenges that they're facing, and if there are any queries, we'll surely be here to solve it since our experts are right here. And listeners, remember, AOC-4 is not just a form, it's your company's footprint. So make sure that you're ready and steady, and then it's a go for the form. Thank you so much for your insights. And also, that I think there are new changes in the board reports as well. The updates. We're gonna be doing a live webinar on the 23rd of August. So in case you're interested, please register for the webinar, and I'm sure you're gonna make most of that.
I would like to add 2 points. MCA has rolled out some FAQs related to 38 forms, which are the older V2 forms. Though, so you can check it out on the MCA portal as well. The various FAQs provided by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And this will be a roller coaster ride. As we are nervous before the roller coaster, we will be nervous before filing of Form AOC-4 also. But after roller coaster, we are thrilled. So I'm sure we will also be thrilled after filing of Form AOC-4, and we will be more energetic to file more with AOC-4 forms.
I'm sure. Let's hope so. Okay, but accuracy, clarity, and timely disclosures are gonna be the key to rock the AOC-4 form, and I'm sure we'll make it. So stay tuned, stay compliant, and this is Dhrutisha signing off. See you in the next episode. Thank you.